I just want to explain some of my thoughts. It was that I can't even explain, like I'm trying, because it was a visualization in my head and the thoughts came so fast. So let me just, I saw the stars and the moon and the sun and then Earth. And then Earth is billions of years old, right? So we know that it is one with us because it's been here in all of our lifetimes. We've always had this planet, celestial being that we've lived on. Not only have we had Earth this whole time, we've also had the things that are on Earth, such as grass, trees, water, all these things that have also been here for billions of years. Then I hear heaven, and you've died your last death. And I'm like, okay, cool. But then I always hear this. In the end, people say they die, they go to heaven and live, forever and ever. Why couldn't we do that here? In this body. I believe that's really what is happening is, these are my beliefs, this is my thought, is some of us is going to be here in the human species form when all this goes to SHIT. For me, I truly think that we already died and we're in that last 7 minutes and we're realizing that we now watched the whole life that we've had, through his story. And now we get to create a new world. The thing is, with that new world comes another species, a new one. So we will be here, the trees will be here, but there's going to be a new life form that we ain't never ever met come to the surface, but then we're also going to meet the other species that have been here for billions of years. I also believe that the new bodies they talk about are the ones that we are creating for ourselves that have no negative energies attached to it. And by recreating our thoughts and eating a healthy diet and coming one with the natural nature, I think that that's going to transform our bodies as well as consciousness starts to rise. Our bodies are going to change as well. Not in a bad way though. It's gonna be amazing. Think about you, but just the most highest beautiful version of yourself with nothing, no scarring and stuff like that. It's crazy. We've literally died over and over and over and over again for our sins, and it was basically us not healing ourselves. So if you can't forgive yourselves and then you're also living in fear and listening to what other people tell you to do, and I'm talking about in the mass way, that will literally make you self-destruct. And then here you go again, and you're here again, and you're here again, and we're not learning the same lessons. But now that all of us on a mass scale is seeing the truth for what it is, that's what is going to shift 3D into 5D. That's, I guess, the easiest explanation for this. I've also said this before when people die and they say, oh, I'll see you in heaven. This is what they're talking about, because if you're reincarnated, even though you may not think you're seeing them, they're there spiritually, just with a new physical body, but the spirit is still the same. So yes, you technically will see everybody in heaven again, because here we all are now, and now's the only time that we actually live. So if they're here now, they're here later, and if they're here later, they were here before. I'm so excited that I've had to try to record this twice now. I officially want to give a shout out to everybody out there, because we are literally creating heaven on earth from this point on. This is not a joke. The old us is gone, and it will slowly die off. It was like a sickness that we had, and then it leaves. You've ever had the flu before? I mean, I personally haven't had that, but I've had like food poisoning, and it lasted and it felt so horrible while it was happening, but then once you're healed from it, you feel so much better and you can get on with life. We can really start being free, being our authentic selves, but on this planet. It's really crazy to think that this is all happening because we chose to love ourselves. So it is proving that we are putting love back onto the planet. And even though it hurts right now, and this is a spiritual war. This is starting to be, a physical war. And I sound like I have something stuck in my throat because I really want to cry, but I'm not going to. We have come this far because we've chose to heal. So that is mind-blowing in itself. So congratulations, shout out, thank you, I love you, you guys are the best, because I couldn't do it by myself. I can really say that not only have I enjoyed, but I continue to enjoy my experiences, because through every experience, and for me it seems like a lot, so I must be deep, got a lot of stuff just deep rooted. All the experiences that I have went through have taught me about myself, and now being aware of that, I can even look back at some situations that occurred in my life because of how I felt about myself. I can see whenever I love myself, and I can see whenever I did not like myself so much and I was really, really low on the inside. The chosen ones, we really go through it, because even though I will never walk in anybody else's shoes, I can look at any one of my reflections as a chosen one and say, to get to where you are takes a lot of not only hurt, but then a lot of healing. And that healing is more tough than a 9-to-5. But the payoff from that work is infinite life and love. So again, I am so happy for my reflections and myself to have come this far, and to know that we're going to change the world. I'm going to leave y'all with this. Follow your intuition. Follow your gut instinct. Listen to your higher self. Don't listen to what everybody else is doing and what everybody else is saying, even if it does not look like what you're doing. Your journey is going to be different from everybody else's. So what you have been meditating on and been praying for is all going to happen, and you have a certain path to get to where you need to go. It's not going to look like nobody else's. No one. So in that part of your life, you'll never be able to explain that this is my path to anybody else. Just do what is best for you. You don't have to worry about making anybody else happy at this point. You don't have to worry about other people judging you or what they have to say, because none of that stuff matters anymore. Just make sure that you're always loving yourself. Always be open-minded and be, listen to what other people have to say, but that doesn't mean that you have to believe it. You don't always have to believe what people say, or even if it's, you see it every day on the TV. Just because every news channel is saying blah, blah, blah in your face doesn't mean you have to believe it. That's the same with the people around you, because they are always going to say you're going to fail, because that's what they believe about themselves. That's why they're doing what they're doing, and we're doing what we're doing. Also, we will talk about this in another video, but they lied to us. We do not have to work hard for money. That was all a lie. It's really crazy, but learning that money comes as easy as magic, it really is magic. So, we will get into that. We will get into that.